Guess who's back? What's up everyone, John from ARTV. Sorry for my absence for the last little bit. Trying to get back into the swing of things, just kind of burned myself out, and I made a decision to just kind of sit back and actually take time to enjoy stuff that I've reviewed in the past, along with covering some new releases as well. Looking for a few new series possibly to launch on this channel and continue some ones that I'm doing on Beyond ARTV, my second channel as well. If you're curious about that, the second channel is linked in the description down below. And also, before we get into today's review of The Strokes' new EP, Future, Present, Past, I want to talk to you about my Instagram because I never ever remember to plug it. If you guys want to check it out, it's ARTV Reviews, and it is linked in the description down below. Now, currently, I'm just under about 900 followers. I've had it for years, but I don't think that I've ever actually shouted it out in a video, even though I do put it in the description. Once I get to 1,500 subscribers, a little enticement, if you will, I'm going to be giving away a vinyl swirl copy, limited edition of the new Beartooth record on vinyl. Aggressive, unwrapped, untouched, limited edition pressing, clear and black swirl. Includes a download card that you could give to one of your friends if they want a digital copy. So all you have to do is go follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be picking someone between the 900 or whatever I'm at now and the 1,500 mark, and I will ship one of you guys a copy of the record. I smile when I think about the Strokes because they were one of my favorite bands growing up. Throughout my teenage years, I spent a lot of time listening to albums like Room on Fire, Is This It?, and of course First Impressions of Earth, which was my first impression of the Strokes. They took a lot of time off. There were a lot of side projects. Albert Hammond Jr., they started working with their producer Gus, that they worked with a lot. He started working with Albert, their band's guitarist, and producing his projects, and that shifted into 2011's Angles, which was a fantastic record. I think very, very underrated. A lot of people are sleeping on that one because I see a lot of hate for it. I don't know why. Julian Casablancas and the rest of the band seem to love the 80s on that album and some of this new material as well, and I love that about it. Now, once again, Gus is producing this new EP, and it's called Future, Present, Past. I think that's honestly pretty on the nose with the material that we get. The 3 original songs here and 1 remix from their drummer, which is actually pretty solid. It didn't like it at first, but it's actually grown on me a lot. The 3 songs here are awesome. Honestly, I haven't had this much fun with the Strokes project since 2011's Angles, and I know that wasn't that long ago in terms of projects, but it's been 5 years since that record came out. I mean, I was in college at that time, and I was loving the hell out of it, and I still like coming back to that album. Come Down Machine, 2013, very disappointing for me. There were some new ideas there. I don't think they really nailed all the experimentation, and maybe they got it out of their system. I think Julian got it right a little bit more often, at least, on his project with the Void's Tyranny, which I really, really enjoyed. I will link all of my Strokes and Julian Casablancas reviews in the description down below if you are curious. Drag Queen, that's the opener on this EP, and is a very, very eerie track. That's the future one. And if this is where the Strokes want to go with their sound in the future, yes, I am begging you, yes, please. I love the character development that we see. It feels like Julian Casablancas is having a conversation with somebody else, but also himself, and there's a lot of weird imagery here. It's just a very mysterious vibe that I get from the Strokes quite often, and they nail that once again here on Drag Queen. The guitar on this track, very gloomy. It's cutting through this foggy haze, and it just really sells itself as this song that is visceral, and at the same time, not that far-fetched for what the Strokes would do. Not what you wouldn't expect from them, but at the same time, it is very, very fresh. The second song that pops up here is probably my favorite. It's a toss-up between this and Drag Queen, because I can't deny that some of the vocals on Drag Queen, especially towards the end whenever they're switching things up, get a little bit annoying, especially as they start piercing when the guitars roll as well and get louder and practically to a roar. But Oblivious just is smooth through and through. I love everything about this song, and the more I hear it, the more I fall for it. This song is just perfect. It's exactly what I would want from the Strokes, and I think it's a good representation, of course, of present, what they're working on right now. I hope this means that a new LP is in the works, but Oblivious just thrives off of these awesome, cheery guitar riffs. Julian kind of talking about his place in the band. It's nothing that's new to the Strokes. He's definitely talked about this in his place in the music industry and how he feels about his relationship with it, and I guess his fellow band members as well in the past, but it's a new take on it here, and it feels really, really solid. I love the guitar solo that slides its way in here. It starts off just, I don't know, maybe not super gripping, but once it actually gets into it, it gets intense and it rolls on for a while, especially as Julian's vocals cut back in, the rollicking drum beats here, and the thumping bass. Everything about this track just works for me. Let's not forget the final track here, Threat of Joy, one that touches on addiction, family, and I guess kind of growing up and not really having time for music all the time because you've got so many other commitments. I don't think that it's exclusively about this like some people on Genius seem to be assuming for whatever reason. I think that it's talking about, I guess, feeling jaded and feeling a little bit washed out on things, and it's hard to get back into the swing of things. And I know I'm not a musician myself, but once you're away from maybe reviewing albums or something that you do consistently, maybe it's hard to get back into the swing of things. And I like the opening lines here on this thing. It's basically saying you don't have time to play with me anymore. Is it his instruments talking to him? Is it his bandmates? It's kind of interesting to see how it plays out, and I really do thoroughly enjoy this track. Even though I don't think that it's the most creative thing that they're doing musically here, obviously this is the past song, and it does feel a little bit familiar and kin to what they would have done maybe like 2001 to 2005 era Strokes. So I can't say that it super excites me like some people seem to be saying, like, oh my god, this is the highlight of the EP, this is the only song that I'm here for. And I'm thinking, how can you overlook Drag Queen and Oblivious? Anyways, for me guys, I really enjoy all three of the songs. Threat of Joy, probably my least favorite, but I still think it's a really good song. I even enjoy the remix here. Overall, I think there is a pretty decent replay factor. I'm not sure how all of the tracks will hold up, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw out a strong 4 for the new EP by The Strokes. Future, present, past. If you guys have heard it, let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section down below, and don't forget, if you would like a copy of this Beartooth record on limited edition vinyl, that you can follow me on Instagram, and once we get to 1,500, I'll be selecting one of you guys to win. Thanks for watching, hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. Other than that, you can check out another Strokes review, or my Julian Casablancas review. They're right below me, those annotations there, or else linked in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys very soon right here on ARTV.